I'm very impressed, everyone, because we're ahead of schedule, which I think is fantastic. It's not so good for you because it means I get 20 minutes to talk about nothing. Thank you so much. A nice way to wrap up our debate with the captain of the opposing team, Dr. Richard George. We'll vote shortly. I know that each of the captains really have run through some of what it is that their team members have said, but if I can remind you of perhaps some of the key points, and then we'll vote, and then after that we'll take questions from the audience, and you can ask any one of our six wonderful speakers for their opinion. I suspect, as powerful as all the arguments were, that if you came into this room with the belief, you'll probably be leaving with that belief. Because this is not an easy debate, but it's good to get it out. I'd love to hear from somebody that says, in fact, with this 1 hour discussion, they have now changed their mind on salinity in the wheat belt. We started with Sarita, who was saying that salinity is not a barrier to production, and a lot of people talked about 30 years. It was nice to have an academic start to the debate, I thought, and you painted a wonderful picture of the situation. Interesting that it's been a problem for so long, but the research, as a few people have said, was really only 30 years old, which is not very long at all. CEST stepping up did very, very well. It talked about how it costs money, takes time, wastes time, perhaps technical expertise and all of that sort of business that is required. Makes it very prohibitive. Glenys, with the story of South Tamman was, a very nice touch, I thought. Don't fear salinity, the message. You can see increased productivity in a saline world and see salinity for what it can do rather than what it cannot do. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Max, if you remember, started off by threatening to swear and then never did. I would take points off. I was disappointed. But it was a no-brainer. It was a really good talk that you gave us, Max, and sharing, of course, your wonderful knowledge from your role in the Wheat Belt Catchment Alliance. It was truly worthwhile, as we also heard these figures throughout the day, or the debate, of 9 million hectares, about half of WA's ag area in total being in that alliance, and of course the issues that it is there in those areas for rising salinity. We had Professor Keith Smetter, who spoke to us as well, and I can see the Ian Botham thing. Is your nickname Beefy, just out of interest? No, you're kidding. I'm not going to look at you and make fat jokes. I promise. It was fantastic to have you here. Did you say, because I was a bit amazed when you said we need to double, did you say yield or production?
Double yield.
Double yield. And it can be done. To hear that enthusiasm is quite incredible, isn't it? And let's hope that it is. Let's hope that it is true that we can double our yield, and that productive saltbush. Some of the figures. Productive saltbush, you can get about 2 tonnes per hectare per year. But talking about break crops as well, it was very informative, and I appreciate your thoughts on this topic. Dr. Richard George, who started off 7 years for murder. I was thinking, except if you're Oscar Pistorius. And so I drifted away for 30 seconds, but I came back. He's got real legs. Yeah, okay. The cost of saline land is too high, is a strong argument that comes from your team, and the point that you made well, Richard. It is a bit of a shame when you think about young people and wanting to perhaps evolve in a different way to the generations before them, because they find salt such a big issue. And the point you made about field days where there aren't that many young people turning up is a real shame. So That's a bit of I guess, a wrap-up of the 6 speakers that we've had today. Once more, can I remind you that the topic was salinity is not a barrier to production, and so the affirmative team agrees with that, they agree, and then the opposing team supports the theory that salinity is indeed a barrier to production. So you've had time to think about it. Can I ask, by a show of hands, who thinks that the affirmative team has won today's debate? Well, we might have to ring the bells. Okay, and then, who thinks that the opposing team has won the debate? Look, I know, I'm thinking, I think it was close though, right? But I mean, my gut feelings, I just don't want anyone to lose, you know. That's it. I'm really not cut out for this. I think you're all very good. I think I'll have to say though, the winner of our debate today is the opposing team. Please put your hands together for them. Congratulations.